Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we look at the soufriere volcano in Saint Vincent after effects, and we call out some issues and some people in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon, because you are going to want to see this video and many more like this one. Problems in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yesterday, I met a mother in town with 3 children, and I noticed that the children were acting a kind of way. So I asked the mother, is the smallest child okay? Is the boy alright? She turned to me and said, it is not a boy, it's a girl. You know why I said that it was a boy? Because the girl was just in boy clothing. Me and the child's mother spoke for a while. I said, you know what? I run a program and I could get some donors to donate some clothing to you. She said, stop right there. I don't want anything from anybody in St. Vincent. Because when they give you things, they talk about it, or they take pictures, or they do videos. I explained to her that some persons were doing it for transparency. Because when the persons overseas send their barrels or their monies, they want to see how their things are donated. She went into her dialect. She said, you know what? A woman give me some stuff already. And she go and boast. Say how she'll take care of my pick me them. And her man a walk. And she could take care of her own pick me them. And the woman broadcast her name all over the road. As the young lady that was sitting next to me, she said, those persons who run untold stories, they don't do that kind of stuff. So she spoke politely to the lady and she boiled her down and she said that untold stories is trustworthy. I could see the pain in the mother's facial reaction. So I went, took my own money out of my pocket and I bought some juice for the youths. I didn't even tell her that I was going to purchase the juice. When I gave the youths the juice, the youth said, thank you, sir. I said, you're welcome. Every one of them was well-mannered. Sometimes people look at the ghetto as sorting way. But you see, ghetto people, they always tell you good evening, good morning, and thank you. And it have those, because they hold a certain position in society. You are not counted. They don't bother with you. They just pass you straight on the road. And tomorrow, you have to go into their business places to conduct a business. And they are polite in their business places. But when they see you, they feel like, me don't want to talk to him. Me don't want to talk to her. She's not of a certain class. Let me tell you why persons are now saying they can't just name on untold. Because yesterday was the final day to sign up to go to the OECS countries. And you notice what Nemo did the day before? They said that the red zones are now orange. A sykes and them are using. Question. Why is it the day before the final day that article was published? Why not a Monday? Why not Tuesday? Why not Wednesday? Why the Thursday? Because you know Friday is the final day. I remember the big man said that persons like they do not want it to go out. And now you hear the numbers, hundreds. And if not for the vaccine, it would have been thousands. Today, persons were asking if it was safe to go back to the areas that were called the red zone. But Nemo said that you can't go back as yet. So, to the persons that are hurried to go back, allegations are that in 79, persons were in the shelter longer than now. And you see, we have a problem. If you go back to the zones that were called the red zone before the order is given, then you will end up in a problem. Remember, when you're at a shelter, you are entitled to 3 square meals per day. So if you go back home, you can't expect Nemo to bring food for you every day. Persons are saying untold stories. Why you don't touch the topic about the senator in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? But I told you at Untold Stories, it have some stories that you got to hear the two sides first. I remember that story with the young lady from Beckway that was seen in those videos. Everyone ran with the story first except Untold Stories because we know there are three sides to a story, and sometimes you have to do your research properly and analyze the situation. And you notice Untold Stories had the upper hand. What became of that story with the young lady in the Beckway? What happened? Sometimes we have to be very careful because you can damage people's reputation. Question. When the police publish something saying someone is wanted, do you have full evidence? Something was put forward saying that a guy was wanted, and the persons were quick to comment and say, bring him in. But when we read that article, it did not say that the man that was wanted was hit 5 times by a pow. You see, and this is what goes on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The minute a youth is caught with a pow, everyone is quick to pass judgment. But without understanding the background story. Let me tell you something. It's not everyone that is found with a popo is set out to do a crime. Some man buy this stuff for protection. If you have somebody targeting you, and every time you go to the station you don't get satisfaction, then you'd want to protect yourself. At Untold Stories, we are about rehabilitation and we are not encouraging any youth to carry any popo. But you have seen with your own eyes, you have heard with your own ears about the system in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Workers, you got paid last month. What about the new month coming up? What about the month after? At Untold Stories, we witness Nalibi Chobaka box with foodstuff in the yard at Calacqua. Some asking Nalibi, why did you do that? Because allegations are that they gave you a box and someone spoke and said that he was ungrateful. So Nalibi decided, oh, so you are going political with this thing. You see, Nalibi was recording a video with his phone, and I recognized one of the individuals on the truck from South Rivers. So like Nalibi was asking a question, where are these things going? How come people are calling Nemo that were evacuated and affected in the red zone areas, and up to this day they haven't gotten any help, but yet still produce are going out to areas that wasn't badly affected like the red zone. You see? And as we told you before at Untold Stories, everyone is affected because everyone is feeling the pinch. Remember, the red zones are closed off. So it's like if you lived in the green zone and used to conduct business in the red zone to get an income, you would feel it as well. Have you seen any video or any pictorial images from Nemo with the volcano? So all who are doubting Zezran Rajigas, now you see that he was the one showing the updates about the volcano and Nemo was using that. If the volcano erupts again, what would be Nemo's statement? Back in the days, people used to say, prison life isn't nice because all you get is 3 square meals per day. But let me tell you something, shelter life isn't nice either. Do you think it is easy being in a shelter without your own money? And if women are seeing them monthly, they have to go to the shelter managers to say, give me something, I'm seeing my monthly. A dog life. Be honest, my people. Even though there is food at the shelter, so for example, the kitchen cooks soup today. Not everybody want to eat soup. Some man might say, yo, me not been getting appetite for soup today, So we have to go back to the giant board. Funds were already donated to the government. It have some people might say, give them money out of the money that you collected. And it have others might say, if you give them more money, how can the place be rebuilt? Question. Since the relief funds were donated, have anyone collected any monies and how much? I spoke to a truck man, and let me make myself clear, I don't know if he was lying or not, but he was saying that he's transporting goods for Nemo and they have not been paid as yet. That's a sticky situation because at the gas stations, you can't come and say, I would pay you next week, I would pay you next month. We are looking for solutions as to these problems. So if you have any solutions, please drop your comment in the comment section. I want to just big up as the Vincent and the public, the other Caribbean islands and the international countries who are helping us right now. I thank you.